watching what's going on.
All right, so we're here today to talk about effective management of people. The three key points that I'd like to cover today are proper hiring techniques, empathizing, and good counseling and conflict resolution. Effective management of people is completely different than knowing how to manage or doing your job really well. Many people are promoted to levels within an organization of leadership and management, and yet they have no idea how to manage people effectively. I can certainly relate. My name is Ryan Walsh, and I have worked in the optometric field for over 10 years. I have managed nearly 100 employees in my lifetime in various fields, from restaurants to optometry. I currently administrate over a practice with 4 locations, and within 4 locations there are over 30 employees and doctors. I am involved in the hiring, firing, and ultimately the implementation of every decision the company makes. And everything that I have learned about managing people has come from being an employee myself, also books, videos, and on-the-job training. Nobody is perfect. I certainly am not. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. Said the wrong thing, made the wrong calls, overreacted to a situation, underreacted to a situation. It's a continual learning experience, and even as I stand here today, I'm in that learning experience with you. Effective management of people begins with your hiring technique. Choosing the right people to manage is key. You want to make sure that you pick the most qualified candidate. However, you also want to make sure that that candidate fits with the rest of your staff. Hiring can be a guessing game. You don't really know how anybody is going to turn out. Some people interview really well, and then they turn out to be duds. Some people interview terribly, and with the right management, they turn out to be great stars. I have experienced both. And the best way that I can say to find the right candidates is actually through referral. Incentivize your staff to refer people to you. And in the end, you know that you at least have one personality that connects with that person. The best way to interview is to get away from boring interview questions. We've all been to the interview, and we anticipate the questions like, what do you see as your strongest ability? Why would you climb a mountain? Tell me about a time you succeeded in the workplace. Being so, we all have canned answers that make us look the best, and chances are your candidate has also been on several interviews and knows these answers. The best option for you is to go off script. Just have several questions, job specific, in your back pocket to help you guide and lead the conversation. But generally this will relax the candidate, and a lot of times you'll even be able to get information that you aren't really allowed to ask the candidate or the previous employer. Now, assuming that you have hired the right staff, you have brought on a host of personalities. Very seldom you will find similar personalities or needs amongst a large staff. You are now faced with the task of motivating, counseling, and leading all these different personalities. Effective communications, including empathy, are vital in building a relationship with your employees. You must lead from the front. Show each employee that you yourself are willing to roll up your sleeves and get the job done. This conveys to them an attitude of teamwork and leaves them without excuse for not doing the same. Also, this puts you in a position to empathize. They know that you know what it takes to get their job done. Managing effectively is often managing their needs to get your needs met. This technique shows your employees you are willing to emphasize. The most overlooked and least favorite responsibility in effective management is guidance and conflict resolution. This is where rubber meets road. This is where you build the employee up to your expectations. Generally speaking, guidance and conflict resolution are a cat and mouse game. You usually begin with a short explanation of what the staff member has done wrong, and they in turn tell you what they did right. And in the end, your job in both situations is to show an employee the right way, and that way is ultimately your way and not theirs. You know this, but you have to make sure that they leave the conversation motivated and not unheard. If you have done your job along the way, the employee has the understanding and healthy fear of your authority. However, they also respect you and understand that you are there to build them up. So choose your battles wisely. Point out small errors in passing. Give knowing glances on small offenses. If they mess up again, then it's time for counseling. While counseling, let them explain their side of the story first. Ask open-ended questions and make them feel as if they have their say. Ultimately, bring the conversation to close with what you expect moving forward. This provides them with set expectations and a structure to guide them. Ultimately, effective management is a skill that is honed over years of experience. There are shortcuts with teachings like these. You will eventually develop your own method of management. However, effective management should always include proper hiring techniques, empathy, and good counseling and conflict resolution.